Chase Dobson, would you come up, please? Nice. That was Chase Dobson, chiaroscuro. Very beautiful. Chase, so tell me, how long have you been playing piano and composing, and what inspired this work in particular?
Well, I've been playing piano since I was 6, so a little over 10 years now, 10, 11 years. And I really kind of started getting into composing a little later. Once I kind of started experimenting with playing music that I didn't have in front of me, you know, like getting my own sounds out there and kind of figuring out, hey, I can write these down. I can do all of these different things that, you know, other people haven't done before.
Wow. And what was your biggest challenge in writing this piece in particular, and how long did it take you? And also, at what point did you feel this is it? Because when you're creating something new, there are many places you can potentially stop, but when did you know was the right time?
Well, Well, it was not a very long process as far as music composition goes. It was probably about a month, and it was it was a fairly easy process. The main difficulty in it was getting it actually on the page, because a lot of the trouble in it was um, kind of trying to figure out where rhythmic pulses were, because it was constantly shifting around, and um, and trying to figure out exactly which sounds I was trying to go for, what I was leaning towards. And well, a little bit about the piece itself. It's called chiaroscuro, and in art, it's kind of a technique of contrast between light and dark. So when I was writing this piece, I was looking to kind of explore that musically in as many different ways as I could. Playing around with darker textures and lighter textures, and then also even within the form of the piece itself, I kind of explored a few different ways of ending the piece, because the first section is obviously the darker section, which resolves into that middle section, which is a lot lighter and more lyrical. And originally I had planned to kind of go back into this texture that I had at the beginning, and kind of conclude it a little more aggressively. But then I kind of thought about it, dying away a little bit. And I thought that would even be a different way of reflecting that darkness that I was trying to kind of, and that contrast between the darkness and the light that I had in the middle section, in a different way.
Well, very interesting. I like that you take chances and you try different ways of doing things. And so I was going to ask you what surprised you the most while working on the piece. Was that part of the surprise, or the fact that finding this different type of ending, or was there something else that surprised you?
I would say that was the biggest surprise of the whole process. And then I think also just like, I don't know. There were some parts of it that, I got to a point in the music, and there was one way that it was obviously going to go, but I stopped and think about it and thought, wait, maybe it would go better if I went this direction with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of went down a lot of different paths that I was not expecting to go on while I was writing this.
So there were some musical surprises there.
Yes.
And what pleased you the most?
What pleased me the most? I would say it's very satisfying to play, which I always kind of try to strive for when I'm composing a piece, is to make sure that it's enjoyable to play, and that if it's a piano piece, it's nice if it fits in the hands well, and I feel like this piece does, and I'm proud of that.
Well, great. It's a beautiful piece. It really stirs the emotions. I enjoyed listening to it very much. Thank you for sharing it with us. What are your goals for yourself going forward?
Well, I'm going to continue pursuing piano and composition, and I'm going to, in the short term, I'm going to start studying at SMU in the fall.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. So I'll be studying there, and since I'll be staying in Dallas, I'll get to continue building on relationships that I have with local art communities. Like I've a ballet company that I've been collaborating with recently, and a few other relationships that I have with some other professional musicians through that.
What ballet company?
It's called Avant Chamber Ballet.
Great.
It's a pretty young company, and it's just they feature live music, and it's just a really good environment for a young composer.
That's wonderful, Chase. Well, Chase, you'll have to stay in touch. and let us know when you've got some music that, that we can report on, that's being done locally, whether it's with the ballet company or elsewhere. This was a beautiful piece, and thank you for composing it and sharing it with us, and congratulations.